like moving forward, I just want to say, even when I speak about, I want to say like, you know, like your daughter proper looks like, you know, obviously I see her through, the, what do you call it, Instagram stories and whatnot. And yeah, like, you see, like, in terms of, like, obviously, like, moving forward and whatnot, like, you know, would you like to have more kids, to give a brother and a sister? And as a family, just even in general, like, your family plans, what would you like to do, like?
Okay. I would love more kids. I would love loads, but it's like in this economy, do you notice that everyone's kind of only got one or two? Like, it's hard. True. It's not back in the day. Like, this is cost of living time. But yeah, in an ideal world, I would love to have, like, to be honest, I would like to have 3 kids. That's it. Just 3. But whatever God's plan, because right now I'm not seeing anybody, and so now I can really focus on my career. And if the man comes and I get to expand my family, cool. If not, I'm cool with her being my only child. But yeah, I would love to have more. Get married. To be honest, I want to move out of London.
Why do you want to move? Why is that?
I knew you were going to say that.
Isn't this like, especially once again for like the line of work that you do, isn't this like London, like what they call it, the Holy Grail, or like Mecca kind of thing?
But I can still live outside London and come back in.
Okay, yeah, true.
I feel like drive back in. You just get more for your money out there, and then I can come quick, and then leave. Like, I want more for my money, but also, you're right. London is where it's at. Obviously, I built so much connections here, obviously. I'm also someone who I'm not even, like, I'm not a fan of just staying where, just because I'm from London, it doesn't mean that. Like, I would love to go to America. You know? I wanted to conquer England first, but don't get me wrong, like, sometimes when you go to other areas, they appreciate you more. Because it's so saturated here. Like, to stand out, sometimes Americans love British people. They love British culture. And I think it's about building the connections, the right connections. You never know who you're talking about out there who might just propel your career more than here.
And to do what you guys do, does a person need to have like a proper clear head most of the time, like good memory and things like that? Or
why'd you say good memory?
Because like me, like I said, one day in future, I would actually like to give acting a go in it.
But I'm not an actor, but
just even in general, obviously for what you do as well behind the camera, in terms of like just your mind.
Like, I think you've got to have a decent memory. Like,
just in general.
For an actor, if you want to be an actor, 100%, you've got to learn lines. For me, I think it's just all about being prepared and like I can. What's the word I'm looking for? Like sorry, I've gone blank. Sorry, when I heard out there. Wait, one second.
Oh, good.
What was I gonna say?
Like, as an actor, do you need to have like I think it's
good memory.
Good memory, yeah.
Yeah, for an actor, I think it's important. Yeah, I think that you have to have a good memory for behind the camera. I think you just got to learn to be organised and be efficient in your time keeping. Just being organised in general is really important. For an actor, yes, I think you've got to have a good memory. You've got to be. I think it's important. Yeah, for sure. Sorry.
Yeah. No, you're good.
I've gone blank.
No, you're good. You're good. And you see, like one of the things that would you like to, even like in future, to maybe like start your own production company or do more things like, what other things would you like to do like in future in regards to the line of work that you do as well? Like,
so I already have a production company. It's just really small.
Love it.
My long-term plans is to have a management company that alongside it. So when I see talent, I want to be the first to be like, I see something in you. They can also feature in my stuff, and as well as managing them and making sure that they have a career that is long lasting. I think that tackling both sides would really complement each other. So why not? Yeah.
And like for, like this is reality, right? Like for certain mothers out there who might be maybe like, like in a situation where obviously they've got kids, but also like they want to try to find a way to, to obviously to pursue whatever they want to do, either obviously in your line of work or anything just in life. Because you know, sometimes certain people, some people say they get caught up when they have kids or certain things happening in their lives and they can't really, you know, that kind of saying, innit? Like, what kind of words or even advice would you have for, and it could be a guy, a woman, where it's like, they just feel a little bit, maybe not stuck, but they feel like, they're doing this, but they want to try to make a bit of time to do that as well, to pursue something else as well, you get me? Or to try to balance.
Being a mum and like a parent and then their goals, you mean?
Yeah, being
a
parent,
that,
and it could be a dad or even a mum as well.
Yeah. I think it's important to organise your time. Like, everyone's situation is so different. Luckily for me, I have a great support system that understand there's going to be times where when I'm filming, it's long hours. When there's an event, it's in the evening. Not everybody has that. I think you have to figure out, take one step at a time. So you might not be able to go to the events and stuff for a certain amount of time, and that's cool. But filming wise, you're going to have to find a time that you can film and get a group of actors who maybe find like-minded people who are like you, and you guys just all work together to pursue, like, finish that project. I think once you've got one project under your belt, I think it becomes like a knock-on effect, because at the end of the day, there's millions of people out there that have ideas, great ideas, better ideas than you and me, but it's about, can they get the idea complete? And that's the difference. I think a lot of people just, my web series, I love it. It's my first love, but it's not the best web series out there. I think it's just because I've come up with an idea, I've been able to get the people and complete it, that makes me stand out, because not everyone can find a cameraman, a soundman, with me just starting, even though it was very naive, I was able to complete it. My passion as well, I think, also sells it. So when I'm going places, we'll drop it, or we're talking about it, or I go out with the actors, and when we're talking to people, we're like, oh yeah, we've made a series, and you know, you just network like that. So my advice to anyone is, like, to figure out what you want to do and figure out how you're going to make it in around your life schedule. Some people have 3-4 kids. How are you going to do it? Are you going to do it when they're with their dad on the weekend? Are you going to do it when they're at school? You know, but we're all working to make a better life for our children, right? So you've got to figure it out.
Yeah. How do you bring like a big team of people? Obviously, like you said, like, you know, with shooting and whatnot, you need that person for that, this and that. Obviously, you need like a crew of people, right, to do certain things, right?
I didn't start like that.
Okay.
I didn't. So I started with just me. Okay. And then when I made season 1, I put it out on the internet, and obviously I'm promoting it, and I don't know, people came to me. They saw it. I think they saw somewhere how they could bring value to my project. And then, so it was like a cameraman. I've got a cameraman now, so I don't need to hold the camera. So now that's his job, and that's what he loves. And I actually think it's important that everyone does a job that they love. So I'm not a cameraman. I didn't hate it, but I prefer to direct. So now we're all doing the job that we love to do. So I think as well, again, we're on the internet. We've got TikTok, Instagram, where you can hashtag cameraman. And loads of cameramen will come up. There's WhatsApp groups now. There's Facebook groups. I'm telling you, if you got to be resourceful. There's no excuse not to be. You know, there's hashtags for everything. People, if you know someone, look at the credits at the back of a film. Then you can see their name. Go on Instagram or TikTok, whatever you feel comfortable with, and you can find them. It's simple.
Okay.
Grow your team that way.
And do you feel like you're still slowly, like, you know, finding certain people to join your team in terms of
I want a bigger team.
Yeah,
I want a bigger team. Like, I'm still finding, but at the same time, it's about, are these people like-minded like you? Like, is their hustle the same as yours? Like, you know, you can meet people who say, I'm a cameraman, and I'm like, oh yeah, like, okay, when filming Saturday, do you want to come along? Like, bring your equipment. They'll be like, I haven't got equipment. And it's like, well, I mean, you kind of need a camera to be a cameraman, right?
Of course,
so sometimes people think that you're bigger than you are. It doesn't mean I've got loads of equipment. I bought my camera, and it's my camera. They might not be able to use my camera. Some people are Sony, some people are Canon. Like, there's just so many different types of things, you know? So I'm still trying to find my my team. I like the team I have now, but we can grow. If we can grow bigger, we can churn out a lot more content faster as well, because everyone's got their schedules and stuff like that. But I think it's about, and you all learning how each other works. And like, I like certain shots. My cameraman now knows that. Someone coming new, they might not know. I might have to, direct them a lot more. So it's just about finding like-minded people, and make sure everyone's goals are in line. Because the worst thing to do is have a team and someone's going to the right when you guys are going left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also when it comes to, like people making a living of, because overall, all of us want to eat off certain things. That's eventually what we do, like the work that we make here. Like, in terms of like, from what you know, like in terms of like, could you give us like a little bit of an insight in terms of like, maybe how does it work? For example, like, is it like a budget and people just get some money breaking off? Like, is it like in terms of like how people get paid? Is it how obviously how experienced they are and stuff like that? How did some of like in terms of like people like making money off like acting and that?
So I did.
How does it work sometimes?
I got a budget. So I did a film that was sponsored by the National Lottery. They give you a certain amount of money, and in that money, everyone has to get paid. So you've got to make sure that how long is this film going to take to film? How many days would you need this person, that person? How much money of that pot are you going to dedicate to actors? How much of that money are you going to dedicate to crew? Then you've got to think about editing. Then you've got to think about promo. Do you want to put an advert on Shade Borough? How much does Shade Borough cost? So you've got this pot of money and you've got to figure out, do you have a lot of actors? So that pot of money, is that going to stretch to so many actors? There's so many different components when it comes to filmmaking. It's not as easy as everybody thinks. Yeah. Okay? But the pot of money is there at the beginning, and then you just got to figure it out.
Yeah. I hear you. What are your thoughts on, like, are you into politics in general?
No.
But you don't like politics? Why don't you like, do you vote?
No, I vote, but I'm not really huge on politics. Like, I stay away from conversation about politics. When did we get to politics here? When did this come?
Hey, like...
I'm not politics fan.
I'm not.
No, I just... Again, like I said, just throwing in just random questions to see, obviously, like, what also you're into, obviously, besides your main work. Like, why do people... This is going to sound so silly, but at the same time, hopefully somebody's going to hear me. Nothing controversial at all. Why do people vote, but nothing really fucking changes for years and years?
I think because the majority didn't win. That's why. That's it, really.
Again, I try to not complicate. Again, I'm not trying to get old anytime soon or like overthink certain things. Yeah. But I just think all of these years that I've been alive, like in different countries or even in the UK, just like for many, many years, it's like, how do people still go to vote but still no change whatsoever, no significant change?
I think as well, if they voted last time and they voted a few times and nothing changed, they probably get fed up.
Yeah.
We're in a situation where we're in a world where we don't have patience, just like me, I said earlier, there's no patience, we get frustrated.
Yeah.
We get frustrated, we quit.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
I thought from like COVID and that people would have changed because due to how the government operates.
I still can't believe we lived through COVID. We lived through a pandemic. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's mad.
And how they governed everyone, and then they weren't living by what they were
the same rules. Exactly. So how can we respect a government that's not respecting the rules that they set? They're meant to be like the people that lead by example. So yeah, that's wild. Even to this day, I don't really get how that happened.
Yeah. To date, what is your proudest achievement? Obviously, besides your daughter.
Oh, besides
I knew you were going to say that,
I know. Everyone's going to say their child. Okay.
Besides your twin.
Besides my daughter. Oh, you think she's my twin?
Yeah, she probably looks like you. Remember, I'm all up in the stories.
My proudest achievement is getting on Amazon Prime. Because getting a web series on Amazon Prime was not known at the time. I think even my family took me more serious. They were like, what? Like, how did you get on Amazon Prime? And at that time, I'd only been filmmaking 3 years. So I didn't even understand the full process of what I was doing. It was like I was just making content and just doing what I loved, and it was just happening for me. And then because of that one move, I was able to get into conversations, into rooms that probably I wouldn't have been able to get in if it was just on YouTube.
Yeah.
So that's what's got me in rooms at Sky, and that was huge. That's also another proud moment. Even getting into the Sky building.
Sky, yeah, wow.
Because a web series, like people, YouTube is just YouTube, innit? You just take it for granted. Like, but Sky and talking to execs at Sky and them knowing my name, that is a pretty big deal for me.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah.
And
that's big. Prime is
man.
Real big.
Yeah. And before we conclude the conversation, I just want to just ask you one final question in regards to, like, obviously this conversation. I always tell people the conversations that we have, like, hopefully, a lot of these conversations would end up being timeless.
Okay.
And they're gonna live on, obviously, online forever. The more we grow, more people are gonna go back and watch them. Even you, in terms of, like, within a good few years' time, 5 years, you might just come across like a clip of this interview somewhere, like on YouTube. Like, what, in terms of, like, just a message to yourself, something that maybe one day you can look back to and you can say, right, like, I actually really said that. You get me? Like, what message would you have for yourself? Yeah, for the future, if that makes sense.
That's such a good question. But I think if I could talk to myself, I think I would say, do you know what? Just cut out the noise. Just do what you want to do. Create content that you want to create. Don't think of it. Just stop overthinking. Just go with your heart and just create the content that you want to create. Yeah, that's it, really.
That's what you say, yeah?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Oh, good, man. Honestly, it's been a pleasure, Tash.
Thank you.
You get me? Thank you once again for blessing us.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, good. You're welcome here whenever you want to come back and talk about some new work, hopefully, in future.
Yep.
And yeah, man, no, honestly, thank you so much. Yeah, I've really enjoyed the conversation. It was worth the wait. And yeah, man, I hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend. Yeah.
Yeah.
God bless you. Yeah.
Take care.
Peace and love. Peace.